What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm back here at Jack Hanania Chevrolet with this brand new 2026 Chevrolet Equinox. Now, this particular one is an active trim. It has an all-wheel drive, and today, I'm going to take in a complete tour of it. We're going to check it out, the exterior, interior technology, and the test drive. See if there's anything that changed from 2025 model year. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Now, let's get back to this. Chevy redesigned the Equinox for 2025 model year. So 26 is basically just a carryover with a very few slight changes as far as the name of the white color, and then the certain trims include the roof rails and some of the other ones don't. That's basically it. The rest of the vehicle is basically identical. So let's talk about the different trim levels. We have the LT, Active, and RS. RS is more of the sporty oriented. The Active is more for the outdoorsy type of people, and LT is a base model. Now, all of them share the same engine and transmission, with one exception. The transmission is dependent on whether you get an all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive gets a CVT transmission, and the all-wheel drive gets an 8-speed automatic. What I have for you today is the Active with the all-wheel drive. Let's take a look and see what we have. Depending which trim you choose for the Equinox, they're all going to have a slightly different front end. Let's take a peek and see what's going on in this Active trim. I like how this smoked chrome is incorporated in this shiny black grille. We have the black Chevy bow tie, high-mounted LED daytime running lamps, and the regular headlamps right there that are also LED. Now, if you like the color on this particular one, they call it the cacti green, and it's nicely incorporated in the rest of the design right here in the front. The very bottom of the vehicle is covered in the matte black. Now, the hood is nice and long, and let's pop it open. Let's see what's underneath it. And that is 1.5-liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine with 175 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. This particular one is an all-wheel drive, so it has an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in just about 8.6 seconds. We still have the prop stick, and here's some sound insulation underneath. You're definitely going to check out the ride quality and the quietness of the cabin at the end of this video. And as we walk around the corner, let's take a look at the side profile of it. It is nice. I like it a lot better than the previous generation one. So let's talk about the dimensions of this vehicle. So 183.2 is the total length of this vehicle. We have a wheelbase of 107 inches, and 74.9 is the width of it. 65.6 is the height of it. And then this vehicle sits on 17-inch rims, and the Active trim has these more aggressive general grabber tire, 235 with a 65 sidewall as the tire size. One thing to mention, no matter which trim you choose, you're going to have the same suspension. So it's just a decoration essentially between the trims and some equipment differences. Now we have the cladding that's going all around the vehicle, including the wheel wells and protecting the bottom side of this vehicle as well. Equinox, that's spelled out. We have the mirror caps in the same color as the rest of the vehicle. Black roof rails, black surroundings of the windows, and we have the proximity entry system as well. Actually, you have to push the button on the door, but not on the remote, as long as the remote is somewhere on you. Now, if you're looking at this shark fin, this is so typical to all the new Chevy SUVs, the Traverse, the Trailblazer. So all of them have it right now. And here in the back, you'll find the large LED tail lamps. We have Active on one side, Equinox all-wheel drive on the other side. Up on top, you'll find the third brake light, rear wiper, rear view camera, and mirror at the bottom. It's finished in this kind of shiny gray color. Now, as far as the towing capacity, it's only rated for about 1,500 pounds, and that's if you get an all-wheel drive. The front-wheel drives are only 800 pounds. Let's open up this rear gate and let's see what we have as far as that cargo capacity. Now we have this new remote. Press this twice, and the active trim has a power tailgate. As far as the cargo space, we have 30 cubic feet right behind the seats. And if you do fold down the seats that are 60-40 split, that extends it to about 64 cubic feet. Now underneath here, we have a little bit extra storage. And underneath that second floor, we have a spare tire. Other than that, just the illumination. That's what's left inside of this cargo compartment. Let's see what we have for passengers. Let's check this out. Here in the back, we have quite a bit of room. It is larger than I thought it would be. We have probably about 3.5 inches above my head. Plenty of shoulder room. Now, I could push the seat a little bit further, to be honest with you. I've moved it back just a little bit so I can film the interior of this vehicle. But I still have plenty of room. I'm not even touching the back of this seat. So even me being 6 feet tall, this seat is adjusting to my very comfortable driving position. It leaves me plenty of room to be comfortable right here in the back. And the interior is super cool. Let's take a look. As always, we start with this rear door panel. I really like that they made this all soft touch. Now, they call the color of it maple sugar. It's really nice. And it's in combination with black, of course. We have the window control, more storage at the bottom, and the speaker. The floor is completely flat right at the bottom, which giving you an extra leg room for the passenger right in the middle. We have more storage in the seat backs for both driver and passenger seats, and the seats themselves. Look at this. I actually like this combination. So we have the suede up on the top and the headrest. We have a little bit of fabric. We also have this perforated leatherette right there in the middle of the seat. And the middle between the seats, we have the console that opens up with 2 cup holders. And in the middle console right here, we also have 2 USB Type-C, and we have the vents in the back. Now at the bottom, we have tiny little storage for whatever you can fit in there, I guess. Up on top, some illumination, and that completes the rear portion of the interior. But before we get inside, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. All right, that's just about average. Okay, let's take a look and see what's going on here. This is nice and soft touch materials. This is hard plastic. We also have the window mirror lock controls in addition of the shiny black trim and the ability to open the gate by pushing this button right here. Now, as far as the seats, the driver seats will get an 8-way power adjustments with 2-way lumbar support. The passenger seat, unfortunately, does not. It's a manual adjustment. Active, it is spelled out right in this suede headrest, and I like the way that these seats look. Again, the same combination as in the back, but we have more support, more bolstering on it. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have the electronic parking brake. You can switch between all-wheel drive and two-wheel drive. Auto hold for your brake. You can turn off that automatic start-stop engine, and you have the dimmer for the instrument cluster. Let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this cool interior. Now let's hear how the door sounds from the interior when it closes. All right, not bad. Now, what do we have here? A lot of technology, a lot of electronics. We'll get to it in just a little bit. As far as the design, I like those big vents. And look how they look. They're like a turbine, like an engine turbine kind of. Pretty cool. We have this shiny black trim and the middle between the same fabric as we see on the side of the door. Now, this is some soft touch. We have the glove box that's pretty deep at the bottom of it. And we have 2 screens, starting off with the instrument cluster. That's about 11 inches, 11.3 inches as far as the infotainment system. And we have a Chevy Bolte right in the middle, the buttons to control your cruise control. And yeah, there's no adaptive cruise control. I don't see that. Well, this is it right here. This is a gap adjust, so there is an adaptive cruise control right here, and you can shift it into a low mode in case you get stuck, so that's going to help you get out. As far as the right-hand side, we have the menu button that makes some adjustments in the instrument cluster, heated steering wheel, phone pickup, and the voice control. So in the instrument cluster, we have several different views that we can see on here. So we have the navigation view. It's going to take a while to load, but on the left corner right there, you have the speed, you have the branch, which gear you're in. By the way, the all-wheel drive is manual adjustments. You can switch from all-wheel drive to two-wheel drive depending on your driving conditions. And we also have the gear indicator that's right here. Now, if you switch it to a different mode, you see the gap adjust between you and the car in front of you, and some of the other information that you see. That's a very minimal screen here. Or you can have this, and you have several different adjustments on the right hand side, on the left hand side. See what's available. Audio unavailable right now. Phone is not connected. It's 11 o'clock, 91 degrees, and it is Friday the 13th. All right. So we have in the infotainment system that's slightly large, about 11.3 inches. And we have the volume and power knob. And here's your main screen. So actually, this would be your main screen. Yep. So vehicle status, my Chevrolet Google Assistant Play Store, because it is a Google-based infotainment system. You can download your favorite apps the way you like it. You hit that camera button. It's going to show you what's going on. Now, if I do put it in reverse, it's going to add the trajectory lights that are active. There's no 360. There's no front view camera, so we'll leave it at that. Camera is a decent quality, kind of wish it would take up a little bit more space. What else we have? Settings, climate, Wi-Fi, hotspot, audio, maps, phone controls, and news. As far as the audio, let's see the sources: AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, USB, and news. And then we can go to the navigation system. Welcome to Google Maps. Review the privacy. I had a few buttons here. Go to map. Once you do it, I think once or twice, and save it in the settings, you're not going to have to go through all of that again. But again, very nice and visible screen. You can recenter search. For those of you who are using Android Auto, this is basically a very similar setup. So go back to this home screen. Now we have the controls, just the main controls. You have seen more of it, but dome light, power window lockout, camera, traction, auto high beams, see more controls. Okay, doors and windows, lights, drive and park, universal remotes, which we can set up for your garage door opener, let's say. Now, an interesting thing, like right on top, where you see gas, in between that, there's a little light icon. That's how you control the lights. No longer by the steering wheel, but they are right here. So you can set it on auto. I had them on so I can show you how they look when they're lit up. But I'm going to switch it to auto mode right here. And that is it. That's your infotainment system. Scrolling down, we have two large vents, and we have a dual zone climate control right here in the front with a bunch of shortcuts for it, heated steering wheels. And at the bottom here, we have the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, wireless charging. Here's your driving modes. Let's see what that is. Since we have an all-wheel drive vehicle, we have the normal off-road mode. We have a snow, ice, and back to normal. So 4 different drive modes, actually pretty cool, and it shows you which mode you're in. I'm going to leave it in normal for the test drive of this vehicle. In addition, we have 2 cup holders, of course, and more storage in the console. And scrolling up, we have a mirror, and I wish it was a little bit bigger mirror. That's my beef with the Chevy GM mirrors, I guess. And this is not a digital mirror. We have an on-start place to put your sunglasses in, and we have an illuminated visors. Yes, we do. The mirror with the some lights on the side here. No sunroof on this one, and this concludes the interior portion of this vehicle. Let's touch on the pricing and take it for a spin. I'm here on the Chevy's website. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, there are 3 different trim levels: LT, Active, and RS. So LT is the base model with the front wheel drive, starts at $29,995, $2,000 extra for the all-wheel drive. Active is at $34,395, but if you switch it to all-wheel drive, that adds about $2,000, $1,900 to be exact, $36,395. And then the RS is the same price, both on the front and all-wheel drive. So Active and the RS, just basically your preference, whether you like this more rugged look or whether you like this more sporty look, because as I mentioned before, the transmission, suspension, the everything is exactly the same. So it is an equivalent to like the GMC Terrain. I've recently done the GMC Terrain AT4 that starts at $39,995. So that's about $3,000, almost $4,000 more than the Equinox Active. I think this would be my choice, even though I like the look of the Terrain a little bit better, but $4,000 is $4,000. Let me know, guys, what you think about it, and I'll just take it for a quick spin. And definitely one of the important things to mention while driving is the quietness of the cabin. You can definitely hear the engine and some of the tire hum on this more aggressive tires. I forgot how it was with the RS or the LT that I've done last year, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't as loud inside the cabin. So the cabin insulation, I think that's better on the terrain. I didn't really hear that much of a road noise there. And it's plenty of room on the inside. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm swimming in space basically here. Plenty of shoulder room, headroom. Even someone that's much taller than me would be able to fit here with no issues. I have a good view of the road ahead of me. The mirrors are decent size. This little mirror right here could be slightly larger or have that digital camera mirror. That would be my preferred choice, but if there's nobody sitting behind me, I mean, this is perfectly fine as well. So we're going to check out the acceleration. Now on paper, it's about 8.6 seconds, which is towards the bottom of all of the compact SUVs. But the main thing here is it safe to merge in traffic? Is it safe to accelerate quick enough not to get into somebody's way or get yourself hurt as well? So that's what we're going to check out. And you know, as far as the gas mileage, 26 is the combined number here on this all-wheel drive. And then again, there's no hybrid. It would be nice, and I believe I heard that there might be a plug-in hybrid coming. Now there's an EV Equinox that's available. That's a completely different animal. It's not sitting on the same platform. It's sitting on the electric vehicle platform, the Ultium platform. Nothing to do with the Equinox combustion engine. So two different ones. Don't compare one to the other. But if there is going to be a plug-in hybrid, that might be a solution for a lot of people who want that little bit more of a gas mileage. Usually you'll get a lot better performance out of that too. And you know, as long as the price is not going to be huge, this could be a great vehicle as well. But for now, we only have this internal combustion engine on the Equinox, and we're here at the stoplight, so it's going to give us a chance to do some off-the-line acceleration. We're going to check out the noise that it makes, and of course how fast it goes. All right. Okay, we got about 45, 46, 50. Well, so it pulls, it goes. It's not the fastest thing out there, as I mentioned in the past, but it's going to be fast enough to merge in traffic. And again, you know, think about what are you going to use this vehicle for, you know, daily commuting, just everyday errands and that type of stuff. Perfect solution for it. You don't need any faster than this. It's probably much faster than the vehicles used to be 20, 25 years ago. We don't even realize it. And especially, you know, us who review those cars, sometimes we get kind of skewed and we wanted more power, more performance, which really everyday driver will not need that. Myself, I don't need that for everyday driving. I don't race people. I'm past that age, basically, unless, you know, I'm on the track in the performance vehicle. That's a different story. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you learned something about this brand new 2026 Chevrolet Equinox Active. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me the like, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.